The new season of Pokemon Go is starting. It is bringing a lot with it, including a lot of Galar Pokemon and Dynamax Pokemon. There's a lot to cover about what is happening this season, and we can't do it all in one video. But in this video, I'm going to go over all the seasonal rotation stuff so that you can be as prepared as possible for this amazing season in Pokemon Go. So let's jump right into it. All right, so we've got the season website up here. You can see it definitely features the Dynamax Pokemon as well as the Galar starters. We can also see Dreepy in there, so a lot of fun stuff coming. We can see the max out season here is running from September 3rd at 10 a.m. to December 3rd at 10 a.m. If we keep scrolling down here, we can see there are our Dynamax starters for Galar, so that means they're probably coming this season. Very exciting. Keep scrolling down. We have the Go Out event, which has just started. This is featuring the Galar starters in the wild, not Dynamaxable, but they are in the wild. We are going to have the Go Big event, which is when Dynamaxing will debut. So we are going to be able to hunt Dynamax Pokemon here. You can see the Kanto starters. Those will be some of our first Dynamax bosses that you can battle in max battles. I will have a video coming talking about that, so check that out. Then we will have a Go Wild event. This looks like it's going to be a new type of hybrid event that is both in-person and global at the same time. We don't know anything else about this event other than if you want to go to the in-person one, that will be in Japan. For those of us who can't do that, we will be able to participate globally. Again, we don't know anything about it other than that. I am guessing that we are going to probably get some special backgrounds here again. I love that they've introduced this into global events. Scrolling down here, now we get to the seasonal highlights. We can see some community days listed here. There is the September one, which we know is Ponyta on September 14th. And then October 5th, we'll have another community day. Don't know what that one is. And then on November 10th, we are going to have another one. Notice here there is no Community Day Classics listed. I'm not sure that's because they aren't doing them, or maybe they want them to be a surprise. I was hoping for a Community Day Classic for Ghastly here. I have no info on that, just something I was hoping for, but maybe with everything with Dynamaxing and all that coming out, they didn't want to do them, or maybe they're just keeping them a secret and they'll pop up throughout the season. There are the stickers we're going to get this season. Notice Munchlax here. I have heard that we're getting a Munchlax Hatch Day, so I'm thinking that's what this is hinting at with this sticker. There has been a lot of changes to Go Battle League, more than we can cover here. In fact, just a ton of changes that are really shaking up the meta. We're going to have to see how all of that works out with all these move buffs and debuffs. Very interesting time in GBL though. We can see here for the Pokestop showcases, this season they're going to be held from Saturday to Sunday, as well as Monday to Wednesday. So basically Friday and Thursday, the only days of the week there where we won't have showcases. Next up is our seasonal rotations. So first we have our research breakthrough boxes here. You can see Galarian Weezing, Galarian Mr. Mime, Excadrill, Scraggy, Furfrou, and Jangmo-o. The only one there that can't be shiny is Excadrill because it is the evolved form. Everything else can be shiny. Now in terms of what's good here, I'm not going to go over everything that's good, but I will go over some of the best stuff. Galarian Weezing here is good in the Great League and the Ultra League, and then Jangmo-o evolves into Como-o, which is good in all of the open leagues, so those are definitely fun ones to get. Now in terms of the Pokemon in the wild, let's flip over back to the first one here. So in cities, we have Gengar, which can be shiny because it has a Mega in the game, Skitty, Beldum, Scraggy, Trubbish, Furfrou, Lechonk, and more. Another one to mention here is Beldum, that of course evolves into Metagross. It is a really good Steel-type raid attacker and a decent Psychic-type raid attacker as well. It did just have a Community Day Classic, but if you missed that or need some more good IV ones, definitely keep an eye out for these in the wild in the cities. In the forests, we're going to have Executor, Chansey, Pinsir, Hoppip, Shroomish, Emolga, Grubbin, and more. Chansey here is an excellent gym defender, as well as Blissey, its evolution, so definitely get good IV ones for that if you need them. Pinsir has a Mega in the game, so that's another good one to get there. And then Grubbin, its first tier evolution is Charjabug. It used to be very good in the Great League. It's kind of more spicy now with the nerfs and buffs, but still a fun one to run if you want to get one of those. In the mountains, we are going to have Onix, Sudowoodo, Sableye, Aggron, Boldore, Stunfisk, and Golett. Onix does evolve into Steelix, which has a Mega in the game. It also ranks well in the Great League as a Shadow or a non-Shadow in the Ultra League. Sableye here, I just want to give a little update. It now ranks better as a Shadow in Great League. not as a purified form. It actually runs better as a shadow now, so you could farm candies here. Aggron also has a mega in the game, so if you need a good one of those, you might want to grab that. And then Stunfisk here now ranks higher than Galarian Stunfisk in the Ultra League. And then Golett, which evolves into Golurk, is really good in the Great League and Ultra League as a shadow, and Spice in the Master League also as a shadow. So this one, another one to farm candies for from the wild here. All right, then near beaches and water, we're gonna get Kingler, Staryu, Lapras, Remoraid, Ducklet, Crabrawler, and Sandygast. And then in the northern hemisphere, we're going to see Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Pineco, Hisuian Quillfish, Larvitar, and Deerling Autumn, because we are having the autumn season in the northern hemisphere. Now, a couple things to note here. There are some good Pokemon in here, like Chikorita and Cyndaquil's evolutions are decent, but Totodile evolves into Feraligatr, and this thing in the new meta is still an absolute beast. It does run better generally as a shadow, but you can also run it as a non-shadow. Right now, it ranks higher in Great League as a non-shadow, Ultra League as a shadow, and Master League as a non-shadow. And then also Larvitar there evolves into Tyranitar, which does have a mega in the game. That mega is a top dark type raid attacker as well as a rock type raid attacker. As a rock type, you do need a legacy fast move, but as a dark type, you don't. You can just use regular TMs to get all the moves you need, but definitely get some good ones of these if you can. Now in the southern hemisphere, we're going to have Hisuian Voltorb, Phoebus, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Deerling Spring, because it will be the spring season down there, and then Dino. Now Hisuian Voltorb does evolve into Electrode, which is pretty good in limited cups like the Electric Cup, and then Snivy evolves into Superior, which is good in the Great League and a bit spicy in the Ultra League. Oshawott evolves into Samurott, which is good in the Great League and a bit of a spicier pick in the Ultra League, and straight spice in the Master League. But we also have Dino, which evolves into Hydreigon. It is very good in the Master League. It's also a spice pick in Great League and Ultra League, and its Stage 1 evolution Zweilous is decent in the Great League as well, but it is also a pretty good dark type raid attacker. All right, let's check out what we've got next here, which are the eggs. Flip back to the 2-kilometer eggs here. We can see Cleffa, Igglybuff, Tyrogue, Wynaut, Larvesta, and more. And you can see Cleffa, which evolves into Clefable here. It is an absolute beast in the Great League and especially the Ultra League, where it ranks 3 right now. It's pretty tanky, and thanks to some move updates, it can also deal a decent amount of damage now. We also have Igglybuff, which evolves into Wigglytuff, which is good in the Great League. Flip over to the 5 kilometers here. We can see in the regular 5 kilometers, we're going to have Larvesta, Komala, and then our new Galar starters, Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, and more. And then in the Adventure Sync rewards, so these are the 5-kilometer eggs you get from walking a certain distance at the end of the week, so on Mondays at 9 a.m. In there we see Chingling, Riolu, Tyrant, Amara, and Phantump. Now Riolu evolves into Lucario, which just had its mega released in the game and is a good fighting type raid attacker. We also have Tyrant in there, which if you need some fill-in rock type raid attackers, this one can fill in for you. We also have Amara, which evolves into Aurorus. Now Aurorus is ranking really well in both the Great League and Ultra League right now, but I will say because of that rock ice dual typing, it is very weak to certain things like water, so it is a tough Pokemon to run and you really have to cover for those weaknesses, but if you can build a good team around it, you can see some success with it definitely. And then we have a Phantump, which evolves into Trevenant. Trevenant is spice in the Great League and good in the Ultra League. Now in the 7-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Galarian Meowth, Galarian Slowpoke, Galarian Farfetch'd, Galarian Zigzagoon, and Galarian Yamask. Definitely the season of Galar here. Now Galarian Meowth evolves into Berserker, which is pretty decent in the Great League and Ultra League. And then Galarian Zigzagoon evolves into Obstagoon. Now this one doesn't really rank high in the GBL and it never has, but it has consistently been a pretty good anti-meta spice pick, so that one can be fun to run if you want to build one of those. Now taking a look at the 7-kilometer eggs from Mateo's gifts, keep in mind those first 7 kilometers, those are the ones you get from gifts from friends. You can also get special eggs from Mateo's gifts. Mateo you run in at the end of routes on your first route of the day. From those 7-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Sneasel, Basculin Whitestripe, Dino, and Pancham. Dino we already talked about previously, but you can see Hisuian Sneasel in here. That evolves into Sneasler. It is good in the Ultra League and Master League and Spice in the Great League, all as a shadow. And then Pancham evolves into Pangoro, which is absolutely great in the Great League and the Ultra League, and it's good in the Master League as well. And finally, let's flip to our 10-kilometer eggs here. We can see we're going to have Druddigon, Larvesta, Dreepy, Charcadet, and Frigibax. Dreepy evolves into Dragapult. This one is going to be good in the Master League and a bit of a spice pick in the Ultra League. We also see Charcadet in there. It has 2 evolutions, Armarouge and Ceruledge, both of which are spice in the Master League. And then we have Frigibax, which evolves into Baxcalibur. That is spice in the Ultra League and a good one for the Master League as well. Now taking a look at the 10-kilometer adventure sync. Again, these are the eggs you get at the end of a week, or the beginning of the next week technically. Monday at 9 a.m. for walking a certain distance. These ones you have to hit the 50 kilometers for. In here we see Dratini, Rockruff, Drampa, Jangmo-o, and Frigibax. Definitely some good ones in here. Jangmo-o as Como we already talked about, good in all the open leagues. But we also have Dratini in here, which evolves into Dragonite. Dragonite is good in all the open leagues. It's also a good dragon type raid attacker as a shadow. That shadow is also spice in Great League, good in Ultra League, but ranks slightly lower than the non-shadow in Master League. And also note here that Dratini's stage 1 evolution is also decent in the Great League, that's Dragonair. You want that one as a shadow, but you could run it as a non-shadow too. All right, that's it for the eggs. Let's keep scrolling here. Here we see the season bonuses. These are some absolutely amazing season bonuses we are getting here. We can see a lot of XP increases. So we're going to get increased XP for a 7-day Pokestop spin streak, increased XP and Stardust for a 7-day Pokemon catch streak, and then increased XP from going up a friendship level. I'll throw up the new XP gains for that here. You can see them on screen. So this is a good time definitely to level up your friendships. Use lucky eggs. You can see for that last one there, 150,000 experience for leveling that up. If you do that on a lucky egg, that's 300,000 experience for every best friend you hit this season. And then we're going to get some good candy bonuses as well. 1 additional candy when trading Pokemon, and one of the best season bonuses. Trainers level 31 and above will receive 1 guaranteed Candy XL when trading Pokemon. So hang on to those legendaries. Anything that's hard to get XLs for, trade them with your friends. Even if you end up with nothing good from the trades, you're getting that 1 guaranteed Candy XL. This is an absolutely great bonus. Definitely do not sleep on this one. Do as much trading as you can this season. All right, everybody, that's all I have for you in this video. Lots of fun stuff coming this season. Dynamax Pokemon, which I'm super excited for. Lots of good stuff in the wild, lots of good stuff in the eggs, and amazing season bonuses. Definitely don't sleep on those. Make use of them while they're here. But right now we have to say a big thank you to our mythical members, Body on a Planet, Kate, and Fallman. Thank you to them for supporting the channel at the mythical level, as well as all of you who watch the videos, subscribe, like, comment, come to the live streams, whether you lurk or chat. All of that stuff is super helpful. I am very grateful for you all. I hope you have a great season in Pokemon Go. Get lots of shinies, lots of new Pokemon in the decks. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next one, friends.
I've got something incredibly funky.